is Game of Thrones.
Is that good? We've heard good things about it.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not like Skyrim or anything, where it's just a whole big open sandbox. It's more linear, and it's really story-based. Like, in literally at least half the time, you're just watching the story. But if you're a fan of the books, that's a good thing because it's a really good story. It follows along with the books really well.
Well, did you read the books?
I've read the books. I haven't watched the show, and so I was a little concerned that I would be lost, but it really follows along with the books. You play as two different characters, and you start out at Castle Black, but I won't tell too much of the story because that's the main part of it. But it's pretty good. It's a decent RPG. It's not, I don't think it's 9 or 10 material, but it's a good storyline if you're a fan. And then I'm also reading Gamers at Work, which is a compilation of interviews with like the really great studio heads and the people who started like EA and Broderbund and all the different really good software companies, kind of how they got started, the ones that have folded, how that happened, the ones that have sold, you know, all the different kind of behind-the-scenes stuff. And that's really, it's kind of technical in a lot of ways, but pretty interesting for somebody who wants to get into the business.
Okay. It sounds dry to me.
It's a little bit at first, but it gets more interesting as you know, I think the interview they started with was maybe not the best one because, yeah, it's a little bit braggy at times. Like, I was awesome, and I started this company, and it couldn't fail because it was me, you know. But it gets better as you get into it, and it's interesting if you know anything about the companies. But, you know, not just light reading for anybody.
Okay, Amy, is this better?
I can hear you now.
Yay, everyone.
Oh, I still have that thing, though.
Troy, can you hear me? Troy? Okay, I was going to say, good. If this isn't working, then I'll give up.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You guys are on your own. Okay.
Okay.
Poor Zeph can't join us. His device doesn't handle our chat.
It's British computers.
It's gotta be like 4 in the morning there.
Yeah, no, maybe he's up early.
Or at least 1, right? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so we ready now?
Yep, we're ready.
Okay, so now, welcome to the first ever Brutal Gamer Hangout. the first ever one that we'll be able to record. I'm Justin. I'm the news editor of BrutalGamer.com. With me, I have Amy. She's the big boss of the North American side. Say hi, Amy. We have Hannah, our community manager.
Hi.
And we have Troy. He's our features editor.
Yeah. I had to move my thumbs. Hi.
Okay, so how's everybody doing?
We're
Tired.
good. It's a great. It was a busy day. Lots of sunshine.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, this isn't actually the first ever recorded one. This is we've done other ones. We had one last week that got recorded, but the audio and the video was horrible. But I haven't said this to you guys. I've been thinking about it all week, and I've got an awesome idea of what we can do with it. And that is, what we're going to do is that we're all study the video game industry. So if there's anything that I've learned is that we'll do like 3 or 4 of these. They're going to be hugely successful, right? Then, to hype the 5th one, what we're going to do is we're going to release like a DVD, Blu-ray, a disc of all the Brutal Gamer Hangouts. We're going to put it in HD. And then we're going to use that. That'll be like our Brutal Gamer Hangout episode 0.
I like it.
It'll be the prequel.
The lost episode.
Yes,
you have
exactly.
been thinking about it.
We have a lost episode, and I almost feel like maybe this might be another lost episode. At the rate that we've been going. So, anyway, so let's jump on in. Let's see what is anybody playing anything noteworthy or anything that they've done?
Well, we just heard from Amy. Troy, what are you doing?
I just picked up Minecraft on Xbox today, and it's actually pretty enjoyable. I like the way that they've kind of simplified the controls, especially when you're crafting things. You don't have to worry so much about the placement, of the items. I don't know if anybody's really played Minecraft here, But there's kind of like a the way that you can build things kind of makes sense. Like when you're building a pickaxe, you have to have wood blocks and also wood sticks, but you kind of place the sticks in the middle and then the blocks along the top. It looks like a pickaxe or a sword and things like that, but it's kind of gotten away from that, simplified everything. So as long as you have the pieces, you click the button and it makes it. And the controls seem pretty well suited for the game controller versus the mouse and keyboard, and it's really easy to pick up and play. You can do split screen with a couple other people. I think maybe even more than 2 people at a time. So it's been enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to picking it up after this again.
Now, is there anything missing from the PC?
If you know the game on the PC, there's the creative mode, which kind of gives you access to everything, so you can build things, unlimited blocks. You destroy blocks in a split second rather than having to pick them. That creative mode is gone. It focuses on the survival, where you have to use all the resources. You have to build things yourself, mine things yourself. Other than that, it seems very close to the regular game. I think that there are some differences. But Minecraft gets updated every week on the PC, so there are some of the later updates are missing. So I guess if you're looking at Minecraft on the PC probably about 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, that's kind of what you have with Xbox.
Are they going to update that like they do for the PC?
They have really cool, during the load screens, they have little info texts on the screen, and one of the ones was, we promise to update this game. So, or there is an update coming. So,
we promise.
So, and seeing as it's the hugest Xbox Live arcade release, I think it's safe to say that they're going to
over 1 million, I think, in a week.
It. Yeah. And that's kind of it. There's been some other small things, but that's kind of the main thing that I'm really excited about right now.
That's cool. So do you have anything coming up for review, or are you reviewing that?
I will review that one. I don't think anybody else has claimed it. I have Dot Clock.
You still? Have you played it?
Mm-mm.
No?
I'm bad. Sorry.
You're missing out, Troy.
But then I have...
It's going to be your favorite game.
Oh, I know. I believe it. And then I have the... forgive me the name of the game, the Jam game for Xbox Live, Amy. Does she hear me? Can you hear me? Does anybody hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
I don't know the name of the Jam.
I forget.
Let's see here.
What's the Jam?
What's it called?
It's the
Jam Live Music
look
Arcade.
for that review.
What is it called, Amy?
Jam Live Music Arcade.
Jam Live Music Arcade.
Oh, I have it here. Yeah.
So that one...
Yeah, we have an interview with the developers going up tomorrow.
Yep, and I'm going to try to get my review for Monday so we can go from one into the next one. And then a couple Kindle Fire reviews.
Okay. And are you working on anything?
I am. It's pretty exciting. I had to just look it up and read it, and if I wasn't too worried about doing my screen share on it, because we do have a Brutal Gamer giveaway.
Ooh. What are we giving away?
Let's see. You know what? Shall we attempt a screen share? Because I can try.
Let's try it. That slows every time I try that, it slows my computer down, but everybody else seemed to do it okay.
Okay, well, here I'm sharing my selected window. Can you see it?
Yep.
So basically, it's generally meant for kids, but we have the new Marvel Superheroes magazine. It's a great way to introduce your spawn to the wonder of the Marvel universe. So we just need you, to go ahead and show us some love on Twitter at Brutal Gamer, or go to our Facebook page, or leave a comment on the website there.
All right.
Really cool for the kids.
Yeah. All right, now, how do I get off of that? There we go. Let's try that. Yay! So, there we go. I think it'll be a good idea for the kids.
I already heard from Amy on what she's been doing. I'm not doing anything review. As you guys know, I boycott all reviews.
How does that happen?
Well, I don't. I like writing. I like writing reviews, but I feel like it takes way too much time out of to get that done. And oh, hi.
Oh, who's the cutie on the screen?
Oh, hi.
Say hi.
Wow, that's. I'd like to think that that's the reaction that most of the people who are watching this would probably have. Just what is this? So, but anyway, so I've been. Oh, who got Amy? Who's doing our Max Payne review?
Jason's working on Max Payne 3. Yep.
Okay, so
I'm pretty excited about it, and we've got. Let me see. Brandon is going to be putting out a Ghost Recon. He's picking that up next week. I've got a few different books that I'm working on. And Jason's doing some Nook reviews now. A lot of the casual companies are putting out books for Nook tablets, and so he's working on a few of those. And I'll pull up my review sheet here. We've got quite a lot going right now, actually.
So I was kind of surprised when you sent that email out for the Max Payne. There was like an echo.
Troy was so mad that I didn't pick that up. I didn't know I liked it. I was like, whoop.
I almost did, but I like only briefly played the first Max Payne, and then I sat there and I thought about it, and then there's multiplayer, and I was like, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, Jason's he's got experience with it, so that's a good one. We've got Robbie is working on the Torchlight 2 demo as we speak, which there's a lot of people excited about that. Phil is working on the newest Magic the Gathering card set. And we've got a guest reviewer working on Heroes in General, and another guest reviewer doing 7 Wonders HP for iPad. So we've got quite a bit going on. Oh, and Phil's working on this JS3 on Vita still. Vita.
Wow. Well, you're a slave driver, Amy.
I know. Just get them all out there and going. But yeah, there's tons of games coming out. I mean, they're not all the A-list games. You know, they can't all be Max 3 and Prototype 2, but everybody's interested in the other one.
Back there. Amy, watch out!
You're getting photobombed.
Oh, hello. Hello. I totally forgot what I was going to say when that guy walked in.
I told you there's more coming in a little bit, so.
Are you having a party?
Not really. It kind of just...
It's the fire
people show up.
So if there's fire, there's people.
It's very, very primitive up there.
I like it.
Oh, we have bratwurst and marshmallows and s'mores. You guys should come over.
I meant to tell you, we had our strawberry pie, and you'd be very jealous.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Troy's never had one before.
Really? Oh, they're awesome.
I've never had one before.
Well, we'll have to have our first Brutal Gamer party, and I'll bring strawberry pie.
There you go.
I want one of Amy's pumpkin pies that she
pretty good.
viciously
real
taunted
pumpkin.
with. Like I know they're with real pumpkin. I'm well aware of that. You sent out many emails to me bragging about how
it's like
you're making real pumpkin pie. Yes, that's why I understand.
You can even whip up real cream. You know, it's.
Okay, so anyway, anything I've been playing, still playing Awesome Knots, which is awesome. Amy's review on that went up. Also played a little bit of Rock of Ages, which that was up on PSN. I think it was free for PSN Plus subscribers. And so that's a pretty cool little game. I don't know if you guys have played it or not, but
is that based off of the play and then the
No, I saw that.
That's really
I was thinking about that at first too.
No, it's basically kind of like a tower defense game, kind of, where you've got it's all done in like these old mythological painting kind of things, and so you've got a big rock. And you roll it down a hill, and so that part of it, when you're controlling the rock, plays a lot like Monkey Ball. So you're rolling it down, trying to knock over the other people's defenses and smash into their gate at the end, and then they're doing the same thing to you. And while in between rolls, then you go back and you build up your little defenses to try to stop the other guy's rock, and it's whoever smashes through the gate first. So it's a pretty cool little game, especially if you're PSN Plus and it's free. So there's no reason not to pick it up for that.
I think I just don't understand why they couldn't have come up with a better name.
Oh, that's a pretty cool name. It's funny too. The cutscenes in it are funny. So when you're playing through the single player part, so it's pretty cool. It's worth checking out, and I'm not sure how much it costs, but it didn't seem like it was terribly expensive. But it was free for me.
Yeah, I was like, oh yes, free man. So you could be $100. Who cares?
Hey, wait, you could be PSN Plus. So other than that, I actually got Portal 2, so I started playing that, and I played a little bit of it before, but today I just started playing with it. And I had my daughter, and we were doing the split screen on it. Yes, that was awesome. It's so funny.
Were you doing? You're doing the multiplayer then, right?
Well, no, I made her watch me do a lot of the single player, and then I made her play multiplayer with me.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a good game. I think it gets to a point where you think it's going to end, and it just keeps going, and it has a really good twist.
I'm sad. Tell me that the little British guy ball that he comes back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna say.
Oh, yeah.
Because he got squashed, and it was like, this is like the funniest dude.
Yeah.
So I was hoping he would come back, but and then the other thing is that I started playing, and this will lead me into the news here, is I started playing Tomb Raider Anniversary again. It's by far my favorite Tomb Raider game, and I started playing it, gearing up to play the new Tomb Raider. That is supposed to be coming out later this year, and that got delayed. So that they just announced that they pushed that into next year. They said they're going to take that time to polish it up and do some stuff with it, and they will have it at E3. Is anybody else into Tomb Raider, Troy?
Well, I like that one. I was into Tomb Raider 2, and then some of
the old one?
Yeah, the PC where it was keyboard. And then the ones that came out a couple of years ago, I forget what was it,
Legend Anniversary, and Underworld.
Yeah, those I like those ones. They look nice, and I never finished any of them, but I thought they were okay.
Shame.
I know. Well, that and Uncharted 2, I really liked Uncharted 2, and after playing Uncharted 2, I was like, I don't feel that they
now
good.
I like, don't get me wrong, I like Uncharted, but I always thought that the Tomb Raiders had more exploration. I like the I don't really care for the gun stuff on it. I like the climbing ledges and that kind of stuff, and Tomb Raider has a lot more of that, especially Anniversary, and that's probably why it's my favorite one. And I'm like such a sucker because I don't even know how many times I've bought that game. I've got it on the first time I played it was on PS2, which it first came out, and then I don't know, just every time they keep putting it out, for some reason I keep getting it. But I was really looking forward to that one this year, that new one, and so that's a little disappointing. So Amy, Hannah, do you guys into the Tomb Raiders at all?
Anthony really liked the ones on the PS2. We've got laying around somewhere an original Game Boy Color Tomb Raider.
Oh, yeah.
But we haven't played the newest one. I have to say that through the years, Lara Croft has gotten more and more well endowed.
Oh, no, I don't think so at all. No.
The last one I noticed, yeah.
No,
I can't imagine who they're trying to appeal to with that.
Well, see, now that's the one thing that I never did care about. The only other ones I played the very first Tomb Raider, like a little bit of it, and I didn't really care for it because the controls were just horrible on those old ones. And then I didn't even look at any of the other ones. And then when Crystal Dynamics took over and they put Legends out, they really, if you put the character models side by side, like they've got her to a point now where she almost looks like you could actually have intestines inside of her. Like her waist is like actually big enough to contain normal body parts now, you know. Whereas like before, like her waist was like skinnier than her thigh. I mean, it was like this really weird, and she had little toothpick arms, you know.
Yeah.
So it was this really weird deal, and that's the thing I've never liked about I think it was the Core that developed the first ones. And I never liked that about them. And then I actually give Crystal Dynamics a lot of credit because they have, if you look at them, they really have tried to tone it down. And this next one that's coming out, they've gone even farther, where now she's actually starting to look like an actual person, which I think is really cool because it's a really strong character. I mean, she's like really intelligent. She like kicks everybody's butt. She's really athletic. I mean, it's a really strong female character. And I agree that I think it was ridiculous that they ever thought they needed to turn her into a Barbie doll for people to play that. And yeah, I don't like that at all. Which, if you read anything that I wrote about, what's that stupid game, the fighting game you keep threatening with, Girl Fight?
Oh, Girl Fight, isn't it?
Yeah, Girl Fight, yes.
We're totally reviewing that.
I know.
Your daughter.
I've already got my score picked out for it.
10, right? Just
oh,
like
yeah. Oh, yeah. So, but I'm totally
That's ridiculous, because that one, if you read the bios on that one, they're like, oh, look at this girl. Tina is a nuclear physicist. You know,
yeah, they're all like, and they were all like the smartest, like, and they got all these special powers and stuff, and yet they're still able to be captured by a bunch of scientist guys and locked into a lab where they have to fight each other. And
talking with nuclear physicists, do you know that dress like that?
No,
well, I don't know any nuclear physicists, so I guess it's possible.
Maybe.
So, but anyway, I think then, especially with this next Tomb Raider, they've really tried to tone that down. So I appreciate that. See, the next thing I got here, anybody like Sons of Anarchy besides myself?
Never got into it.
Oh my gosh!
I know that it's I've seen a couple pieces of it or parts of the show.
Oh, Troy.
But I know FX shows. I liked The Shield, so.
Oh gosh, I didn't care about it at all because it was as a biker club, gang movie. Or show, and I didn't really care about it. And then, so I sat down, I just watched the pilot, and then it was like crack. I mean, just like I sat there and I just like watched like all of them that were on Netflix, and so I kept going on that. So, but anyway, they're making a video game of it. It was announced. We don't really know what it's going to be. It was originally going to be like they're going to do like a browser-based deal. And the creative director on that, Kurt Sutter, he said that his quote was that it felt a bit like slap crap. So I'm not sure. That's what he said of the browser game. So he said they're going to put together a real console game on that, but he said it's going to take a while. So depending on what they do with that, that could be cool, or it just could be total crap, because that's a lot of how those... like movie or TV-based IPs go, yeah. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about Vita sales. Anybody here got a Vita?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Yes, that's right. You
ever.
don't.
You don't
Number's
need
going to tell us why.
Yes, we are all in the majority, because they announced that as of March 31st, Sony has shipped 1.8 million units of them.
That's it.
That's up from in February, where they had shipped 1.2 million. So during that month time or so, they shipped an extra 600,000 worldwide. Now that's not even sold. That's just what they've shipped out. So that's insanely low. Yeah. I mean, for comparison on that, back in February, I had run some numbers, and when they announced that 1.2 million, Nintendo at the same time period with the 3DS, which everybody bagged for selling like crap, they were ahead by 148,000 units above that 1.2 figure, not even counting whatever they did in Europe, because they never published those sales. Wow. So Vita is like lagging way behind when 3DS was, and that was before the price cut when that thing was
why are we even hearing negative things about it? Because I'm not even hearing negative things about it. I heard a lot about the 3DS sales being poor, so why am I not hearing about the Vita sales being like...
They
don't have enough games right now. There's not good games, There's
not, and you don't hear much about it because everybody likes to bag on Nintendo.
Yeah.
And they stay a little more quiet about Sony, and the guys on N4G aren't going to say anything negative about Sony.
That's true.
So you're not going to hear anything there.
So I think it's probably safe to say that we're going to see a price drop on that pretty soon.
You would think that. The only thing is that Sony's hurting hardcore. That whole company is losing money like crazy. There's nowhere for them to absorb a price drop. And so I mean, you figure they got to do it, but I don't think it's going to be. If they do, I wouldn't expect anything at E3. I would think they might do it towards the end of the year.
For Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so is there any rumor for any games to come out on it? Because if you don't have the games
there
to play.
was Sly Cooper got confirmed for it, and it's rumored that PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, that there might be a Vita version for that. I think that the director on it in an interview over the last couple of weeks, he said that there's no news on that, but stay tuned or something like that when somebody asked him about it.
And the Vita has already been delayed from when it was supposed to come out, just so that they could strengthen their lineup after seeing how poorly the 3DS did. I remember that they pushed it back quite a bit already, so they're behind on it pretty good.
And so that exactly makes you think is like, well, what they already had it. I mean, they got a few decent games out there. Yeah. So is it the price point? Because the price point, it is expensive. It's more than I would want to pay, but I think the system's worth it. I mean, they got a lot of tech in there. It looks really nice. Mm-hmm. I have a problem with some of the buttons, and I think they're too small, and I don't really care for the controls. But the tech that's in there, it's a nice system, and I don't think anybody can refute that. Yeah. But so the problem is that there's got to be something else, because there's a few decent games out there, and the price isn't bad.
Can it just be that nobody has any money, nobody wants to buy a new system since we already have all our other systems, and we're tapped out? Just saying.
I'm sure that's part of it. Yeah. I'm sure that's a big part of it.
It's just a sore spot with me.
Well, I wonder too, also, if the whole iPod Touch, iPad market has changed up what we really think about mobile gaming. I mean, you're paying. I just picked up a couple games on the iPod for free. They're great. I mean, they dropped down from $3 or $4 or even 99 cents. And you can't go wrong with free games and 99-cent games or even $5 games that are fun. And you don't have to worry about this thing. You don't have to put a cartridge in. You don't have to worry about taking cartridges around, and it all is right there.
You just have to worry about the publishers taking your game away that you buy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Rock Band.
But for 99 cents, they can take it away.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, there's
a downside to everything.
Yeah, the thing that I always thought about it was, and I thought this before it even came out when they announced it, because it's sort of Sony's typical response is that they decide that when they put new hardware out, they're just going to go for broke. They're going to make it uber expensive, uber technology, and I don't really think people are looking for that in a handheld. I don't think that's what people are wanting. They're not wanting the same type of. I mean, some people are. Some people want that console quality, game on a handheld. I don't. I think that Uncharted game. It looks great, and I played a little bit of it, and I thought it was great, but I'd rather play that on my TV. Mm-hmm. I don't have any interest in playing that on a handheld, and that's the other thing about Sony is, judging from all the way they did the PSP games, at some point I'll be able to buy that Uncharted game on the PS3, mm-hmm. And so why, and so I don't know. I think they're kind of. I think they kind of missed the boat, or they just sort of missed the market on it. I think the market they aimed for was incredibly small. And probably shrinking because of what like you said, and I don't have the 3DS either, but I imagine at some point, they're gonna get like that 2D Mario game on there, and I probably won't be able to resist at that point. And it's significantly cheaper, and those are the kind of games I'd rather play on a handheld. But.
Yeah, see, I agree with. I like the Marios and things like that. I like little mini games, and I still have my DS. It's pink, and I love it, and I play my little games on it, and it makes me happy. And I have my iPod, which I happen to like a lot for my mobile gaming, because I just don't have time. I don't have time to sit down there and dedicate this thing, even when I was commuting, because I have that sad issue of motion sickness. So I can't do it while I was commuting either, and it's just, I need something quick and go. And then I can also have my butt handed me by Amy and scramble with friends.
Hey! I haven't won once against you.
I gotta tell you, I gave you every handicap. I didn't use any of the extra things.
Oh, no.
I didn't even try.
Try less, Amy. Try less.
Can you just not type anything?
I can't help it if I'm awesome. I try not to. But it's a gift. It's natural for me.
That's good. She's the queen.
Well, it's good that you're so humble about
it.
Well, it really has to be. It's kind of, a Midwest thing. We don't like to you know.
Drag.
But
In that
there's 3 extra things you can get on there, and as a rule, I only use one of those, and I even have been leaving that off the last few.
I'm a hairnet model.
I'm just good at it, I guess.
Hey, who's a hairnet model?
Thank you.
I did hear that too.
What is a hairnet model? I'm curious. Amy?
What's that?
What is a hairnet model?
A hairnet model?
Yeah, who's a
over
hairnet?
The
there?
hairnet model.
Someone at your house is a hairnet model.
Oh,
Me.
say hi, Janessa.
Hi.
Oh, so what is a hairnet model?
A worker at Hot Stuff.
No.
A pizza place in a gas station.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Daughter. She graduates from high school next week.
Oh,
Yep.
very cool.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Very
congratulations.
cool.
I wish I had done that.
All right, well, I got to go now. I'm way outnumbered here, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Amy.
Bye.
See ya.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Let's see, there was a quote from Epic this week. They make Unreal Engine 3. They're working on an Unreal Engine 4. They basically said that they're going to try to drag the industry into making more powerful consoles for like the PS4 and whatever the Xbox 720 or whatever the next Xbox is. Cliff Blazinski, Cliffy B, he said it, and Tim Sweeney. He basically said the same thing, that they're pushing Microsoft and Sony to make their next consoles more powerful to run Unreal Engine 4. So basically that, and they did sort of the same thing with the 360 by pushing it forward. I think they ended up with more RAM on it than what Microsoft was originally intending. So we got some good games out of that. Now the downside is that, development costs went through the roof this generation. And a lot of studios couldn't hang with that. It killed them off. It basically turned everything, if you didn't sell like 1 million copies of your game, then that was a failure. So it wiped out this whole sort of middle tier of games that we used to have. So that's why, it's just Call of Duty year after year, or stuff that sells big year after year. So it's really given the consumer a lot less choice. And so it looks like they're pushing for the same thing to happen for the next generation of consoles. Is that what you want? I mean, how do you guys feel about the current systems that you have, the 360, the PS3, and do you really want something way more powerful and expensive? Are you looking for that right now?
I don't know. I'm actually impressed that the Xbox 360 has been around for, are we going on 7 years now? Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Or 6 or 7, yeah. Knowing that the original Xbox was out for 2, and I've kind of been used to like every 2 or 3 years a new console comes out, or at least a new handheld. So I like what Microsoft has done with re-envisioning the dashboard, changing it up every so often. The Xbox the startup screen that we look at now is drastically different from what it was originally, and it's all kind of the same hardware. I mean, you can still play the same games on an original Xbox as long as it's not red ringed. I'm impressed that the graphics don't seem to be the big selling factor all the time nowadays, like they were 5 years ago. That it's all about you want good games that look good. I think as long as people are innovating and making games that are fun to play, that's great. But I do think going forward, you do want something that's future-proof, that's going to last another 10 years.
Well, see, and that's the thing. The PS3 was supposed to be future-proof, and now there's a lot of rumors that it's going to be out next year or at the latest the year after that.
Yeah.
So that's not really sticking with that.
Yeah.
See,
and
I'm
business
quite
is
happy with what we have. I love our PS3. I love that it has Blu-ray capability. I love being able to surf Netflix. I love being able to put our movies on there and digitally so we can get rid of some of the boxes, move those out of the way. I love the 360. I love the Kinect. I love everything about it. I don't want to upgrade. I don't have money to upgrade. We got enough kids. We got enough everything. What we have is fine. But I will say that if they're going to do something with these systems, it needs to be phenomenal. It needs to be worth every penny that they put in it. It needs to be something so insane that it has to drive people to want to buy it. But I just don't think the economy's there. I don't know who are they trying to market this to? Us, parents with kids, college graduates, high school kids? Because I'm not buying it for our kid that's going to be in high school next year.
The hairnet models, they're not getting one.
That's what it is. I mean, everyone knows that, you know, like our age are the ones that we grew up on the video games and we appreciate it and we like to play it, and then we're bringing our kids into it. And I get that, but I'm not buying a kick-ass system like that for our kid.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and here's the thing that I look at is that I would rather them, Sony and Microsoft have always they've done opposite of what Nintendo, their business model has always been, we're going to put something out, it's going to be affordable, and we're going to make money on it. And Sony and Microsoft have always been, we're going to blow our wad and put out this thing, we're going to sell it at a loss and hope we can make it up on the back end with royalties for the selling software. And so I think what we've seen is that, Nintendo, even though they've had a rough year this last year, they've got plenty of cash stashed away to fall back on. Microsoft is finally, just within the last year or so, or a couple of years, finally started to make a little bit of money in their division that sells the Xbox. What they don't tell you is they also sell a lot of other stuff in that division, like keyboards and mice and stuff like that. So, how much is that is really coming from Xbox? But that's a lot of years of losses to get to that. And of course, Sony, the whole company's going down. So what I would rather, and I don't even think right now, honestly, I don't think we need. I'm not going to get something next year. I don't have no interest in buying a new system next year, or maybe even the year after that. We got Uncharted 3 just came out. That looks phenomenal. The Last of Us is coming out this year. That looks awesome. Tomb Raider, which we talked about, that looks awesome. Resident Evil looks good.
Yeah.
These are awesome looking games. It's like how much better. I'm aware that stuff can look better than that.
And that's fine, and I like that. But
exactly.
I just don't think it's the right time.
Yeah.
I don't think it is either. If they're gonna do it, what I would rather them do is do something like what Nintendo did with the Wii. And I'm not talking about motion controls. I'm talking about you take your system that you have now, give it a little more RAM, bump it up in a few other areas, so it looks a little bit better, and then have some other, the way you can get it out at a decent price point, and then, and backwards compatibility.
Thank you. I was waiting for that.
Yes.
Do it. Make it be backwards compatible. Hello.
It pisses me off that I still have to have my PS2 hooked up now. I'll still go back and play, PS2 games or something like that every once in a while, but I should be able to just pop it into my
You really should. And there's no reason, because you can pop in a PlayStation.
Well, no, there is a reason.
And you're fine.
There is a reason, Troy. They want to resell you that game.
Oh yeah. I actually saw on the marketplace, our PlayStation Network, the other day that they had PlayStation 2 Classics or something. I forget what they called them. And I was like, really? Okay. Well, this is when they're finally going to start releasing them now.
I can't even imagine. Can you do the PlayStation 3 Classic playing on your PS4? It's like, what?
It's like, I remember that 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's no joke.
That wonderful classic from.
And how long is that going to take to download?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. If they're toting the Blu-ray stuff, then it could be 20 gigabytes, right?
Yeah, no joke. So I'd rather see them come out with something, obviously a little bit more powerful, but then have some other kind of hook on it that I don't care. I don't want motion controls, but something, something different. But I don't think that's the way they're going to go. It doesn't seem like, and Epic certainly is not going to. Doesn't sound like they're going to push them in that direction anyway. I had some screenshots on that Unreal Engine 4 too, and it looked good, but it wasn't like. And of course, it's screenshot, so it's hard to tell. It wasn't video, but it wasn't like, it looked good, but I wasn't like, wow, I just got to have this. I can't wait. It's a weird thing because this is the first time in my life where we're sitting on the verge of a new console generation, and I'm not all that interested in it.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I think it's an oversaturation of the market. I think it's ridiculous, and I think it's they need to put their energy somewhere else. They need to do something else. Maybe change your nature. Do more kid-friendly stuff. Do more adult things. Change what you have. Like you said, change the internal, stuff on it, make it, the outside of it look nice. Do something. Market it differently. You could sell, even if you just kept the same base of everything. You could have your adult 360, your kid 360, or, whatever. And, put Mickey ears on one. They did that with the TV VCR things. I wanted the ones that had the Mickey ears on it for my kid to put in his room. I put a game console in someone's room based on it being more kid-friendly and user-friendly,
Wasn't there like a Hello Kitty Dreamcast, I think, or something like that?
That sounds reasonable. But I think one of the things, too, is that I don't feel that these consoles right now are old. When you have a computer and you upgrade the computer, you upgrade it because the computer's chugging and it's the graphics suck and it's shutting down on you all the time and it's locking up. Like, I don't have that issue, other than a hardware issue on the system itself. I don't feel that these systems feel old or there's anything bad about them. I'm not seeing, oh, this really could be doing better if the graphics suck on this game because they can't do it. It still seems new, and I think it's the innovative things that some people, developers, can do with the graphics. Even if they're cartoony, there's kind of more of an art style to them where they can sell them in a different way, and they don't always have to be complex. They don't have to.
And those are frankly the best games too. The ones that you can always go back and play are the ones that have that like Wind Waker or Sly Cooper games.
Yeah.
I mean I went back just recently and played Sly 1 and 2, and those still look. They have that cell shaded style and they look great and they're good games. It's like hard to get, like. I think really the hardest system for me to go back and play is the Nintendo 64 or the PS1 games, because none of them held up at all. They look horrible. I mean, it just absolutely horrible. Yeah. Because I can go back and play
textures.
like Super NES games or NES games and have fun with them. But man, it's that fog on those things.
The early 3D renderings.
It's bad. Okay, so now the last little bit of news I got here, and I just sort of mentioned it, is that 38 Studios, they've had a ton of trouble this week. I don't know if you guys have been following it. I guess when they moved out to Rhode Island, they were offered a $74 million loan by the state that was going to be guaranteed by the state. So they missed their May payment of like $1.125 million. Now that's the company that Kurt Schilling started, and they did, Kingdoms of Amalur? They're the ones that did that. And so the latest NPD we had on that game was it sold 410,000 units, and so that's just in the U.S., and that's sales, not shipped. So then this is exactly what we're talking about with these high development costs. I mean, you sell 410,000 units, and now your studio's going bankrupt.
Yeah.
And so, but they haven't announced that yet. They did finally scrape together that money. In part, they did it by not paying their employees this week. So that always sucks, and they fired off all their temporary workers and stuff like that. So looks like they got another $2.6 million due in November, and then $12.6 million due in 2013. Although I just realized on the news story I wrote up, I wrote 3013, which that should be plenty of time.
Yeah, it's enough time to get some money.
I could probably scrape up to 12.6.
You
could probably save a penny and have it, build up that by then.
I could probably do that, so I'll have to go back and fix that. So anyway, but then what they're banking on, and I'll let you guys comment, is they've got an MMO that they're going to put out for 2013. So I don't see a lot of success happening in that.
And that's when they have to pay everything up, too.
Yeah. And they're banking on an MMO, so you're gonna still be fighting WoW.
Everyone has to fight them. You just can't.
Yeah, and it's like Star Wars Old Republic. How much hype did that have around it? And then they lost like 400,000 subscribers. They're down to just over 1 million, I think. So I mean, MMO is a tough.
You have to build your community. That's something that you have to take a while and have strong supporters in order to make a success out of it.
Yeah.
And you have to have a good business model. And seeing as how they're already hurting, I don't think That's gonna
Yeah,
come out
if they make it that long, they're gonna. I don't see any way.
They'd have to do
they're not
something
gonna-
innovative in order to be successful in that, I think.
Even still, I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, I
Something different that no one else has done, something completely opposite, basically, that would be as much a success solely in parallel to anything. That's what I think.
and it takes time to do that, to
It
build
does.
that up, and I don't
you
think
can't do that in a year or
they don't have
whatever
the
it's supposed
time.
to be.
Yeah, and so I guess what happens to them if they do go, if they can't pay their loans, I guess there's some kind of deal where Rhode Island can take control of all their assets, which means their IP. So the state of Rhode Island, the taxpayers of Rhode Island are going to be producing the next Kingdoms of the Empire. It's going to be this insane credit roll. It goes on just forever. It's like thousands of people.
It's a block party for my console.
So that's bad. So anyway, let's the last thing here we'll talk about. I want to see what you guys are interested in for E3. So Hannah, is there anything that you're looking forward to?
No, I just like to watch it on TV and random people that pop up and do things. That just makes me happy. I don't know why. I have no need to see anything but like the randomness and people and who wears what and who does this. I like that. And I like seeing the Twitter. Well,
Yeah.
they are, and I do like watching this. I got to tell you, I still think my favorite was when they were doing for the Beatles release and they had Paul McCartney and Ringo come out. I was like, because they didn't care. You know, they were like they're chewing gum and they had tennis shoes on and they're like, we're the biggest badasses in the world. And I don't care. And so I thought that was cool.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't think that's the real Paul McCartney. I saw this documentary on Netflix that was about how Paul McCartney really died, like back in like I don't know, a long time ago, and they replaced him with a fake. I watched it, and I'm telling you, it's freaky.
Okay, we'll go back and watch that because
I can't. It's something like George Harrison, it's something about Paul McCartney's dead, and you can Google it. There's a lot of stuff on it. You watch that, it's the freakiest thing you've ever seen.
Okay, because now I'm gonna be on your boat, on your island. For sure, the second I watch it, I'm gonna text you and be like, oh my god.
It's not the real Paul McCartney.
No, but I like watching the press releases, and I intend to watch the whole Twitter stream and see what everyone talks about, and oh my god, it'll be fun.
I'm not looking forward to it at all. I hate E3. It's a nightmare for me.
Oh yeah, because you're the news guy.
Yeah, I just waiting through just ungodly amounts of press releases and screenshots and videos, and I spend all day uploading stuff. And it's
do you take vacation?
Not during that, right?
Oh God, no, you can't. It's like I think last year, I don't even remember. I think when I finished, I think I had put up in 3 days I had put up almost 90 posts.
Oh, geez.
Oh my God.
On the site. Yeah, it's nasty. It's just really nasty. I wish they wouldn't have some big thing like that. It's getting better though because they do release say go back 5 years, we probably wouldn't have already heard about PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale or a lot of these games that have just announced. So I think the companies are getting smarter about it, where they're saying, because it doesn't do anybody any good. Because who can keep up with all that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm reading it and I can't keep up with all of this. I don't know how the average person is supposed to do it.
Yeah.
So Troy, what are you looking
you're
for?
above average. Is that what I just heard?
I'm slightly I don't know, maybe
about
that.
50%
Just not
more.
Giant, not hugely above average.
Only 98%.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it's kind of nice to know. It's like a little teaser going into the press conferences in E3, knowing that there is this one game. You don't know a lot about it, so you're more likely to be interested rather than sitting there and going, oh, I wonder what the next big surprise is going to be. Maybe it's going to be, this game or this game. I mean, you already know that Halo 4 is coming out. Don't know much about it, but I bet it's going to be a big thing at the Microsoft one. And
they're not going to talk about it at all. You're just kidding yourself.
But it's one of those things that you would go and you would hope that they're going to announce. So there's these little rumors and stuff. We already know that they're coming out. It's good to whet the appetite a little bit.
Yeah, build hype and then show.
Get people interested and it makes it easier for the news organizations too.
Yeah. So what are you looking forward to out at Troy?
I guess
Give me your top give me your top 3 things that you're wanting to see.
Well, I do want to know more about this Wii U. I'm nervous about it. I don't know if it's going to be as popular as it was. I mean, it really didn't seem like it made a big splash back in last year when they announced it. It was kind of like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then that was it. Yeah, yeah. I do want to hear more about the Tomb Raider game. That one really impressed me. The demo from last year. And I want to see what some of the surprises are. I know that there's a Halo 4. I know that whatever's the big Call of Duties are coming out. I want to see what hasn't been announced that might be really exciting.
Yeah.
And I'd like to hear more about this Steel Battalion game for Kinect that they've been
really?
The hardcore the Kinect game that's tailored for the hardcore gamer, and I just want to see what that's
Did
like.
you see they had a video? We got it on the site somewhere. They show you how it works with the regular controller and the Kinect.
I thought it was kind of neat. I just want to see something different, but something.
It looks neat, but then I don't know. I just sitting there thinking about it, and it's like you really gotta stand up and look out. I'm gonna go like this, nod with the binoculars. So now I'm slapping this guy over here, and I'm yelling at this dude to do something. It's like that seems like a lot of work.
Micromanager right there.
No, I want to sit there and just do the.
Yep.
I'm pushing the buttons.
Yep.
I want to
back into
physically
the couch.
Yeah.
You don't have
exactly.
It's like, oh, I gotta get up. Oh.
It just seems like a lot of stuff to do. I mean, maybe it works.
Job.
If I wanted to really drive a tank or something, I would have been in the military.
It'd be great for wannabe bosses, I guess. If you're really like, you gotta do that, you gotta do that, and I gotta do this.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm interested to see if they can. And that seems like a lot to. I mean, because if you're gonna do the binocular thing, you put your controller down. I mean, I wonder how seamlessly it all.
Maybe they have a fanny
together.
pack for you to put your controller in, and.
Yeah. What if you're trying to get back in, but Kinect doesn't recognize that you sat back down? You have to keep going like this. So I don't know. I guess I'm interested to see. I'm more interested to see reviews on that and see if they're actually able to pull it off. So,
but then they'll have the people that have perfectly practiced it for 2, 3, 4 months to make it look perfect and done right and everything's fine, and then I don't believe it.
I don't know. It just seems like an awful lot.
Except for Brutal Gamer reviews, right?
No, not us. We're totally, we're legit. We plainly point out we don't know what the hell we're doing in all of our reviews.
It seemed good. 10.
We start we're really not very good at playing games. This game was too hard. All too hard.
It made me sad.
So anyway, I'm with you guys. I got Tomb Raider on my list. The Last of Us. I'm like hyped out of my mind for The Last of Us. I really want to play that. So and that's another one. They haven't even announced it for this year or not.
Oh boy.
It could be early 2013. The last I saw. So I'm really hoping that comes out this year. But I guess if it doesn't, it'd give me more time for Assassin's Creed 3. So I guess.
Oh, that's true. I did forget about that.
And then like you, I'm sad because I've sort of come to the conclusion that this is going to be like the first Nintendo system that launches that I'm not out there on day one getting because I haven't seen. I want to be excited about it. There is some stuff kind of like Pikmin 3, like finally, they're finally releasing another Pikmin. I mean, the last Pikmin that came out was on the GameCube.
Yeah.
So they're finally putting one out. Of course, they're doing the same kind of thing where it was originally going to be on Wii, and then they decided they move it to Wii U. So I just have to sort of see how that comes out. There's that 2D Mario for the 3DS. So I want to see that, but I'm just the Wii U. I'm just really interested. I want to see. It's Nintendo. They're going to have some kind of hook. There's going to be you got to think there's going to be something that's going to make you go, you know what? That does seem like a decent thing to get.
Hey.
So.
Speaking of Nintendo, whatever happened to that biometric reader? Do you remember that? Where they had the little
Oh yeah, that was
like
it. Was the vitality sensor. Yeah, they realized that was stupid.
Yeah. Okay.
And then no one
wanted
to again play their game with a little thing, and I can't push my button because my finger sensor came up.
Or I'm so stressed out right now that I can't get the proper register.
That's been a few years now when they did that, but I think what the deal was that somebody else was announcing, like they were announcing Kinect or. Sony had some announcements going, and I think that they realized they had no new hardware to show off, so they're like, well, we've kicked around this side, let's throw this up there and see if you can get it. Because they literally got up there and it was like, oh, it's going to read your heartbeat, and then like they didn't go any farther with it. They didn't show how you could use that in a game, or it was just all. So everybody was like, well.
It's just a confusion tactic to get them away, draw some attention away from the others.
Pretend I'm in the ER, or so I don't know. So that was just a ridiculous thing. But I think I don't think you'll ever see. I guess you can't say that because if you think about it, like the Wiimote is really just like a power glove that actually works.
Yeah.
I mean they bring that stuff back, from long time ago. So I'm not saying you'll never see it again.
And 3DS,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Virtual Boy.
Except this is better. You don't have to keep the thing on your head.
Does it burn your retinas out with the red glare? There'll be more than like 4 or 5 games for it.
Yeah.
So, but I just got to figure there's something, I mean, there's something with it. I mean, there's the games on it that look cool, but it just sort of come down to them just sort of realizing that it's just not. I think the problem they're going to have with it is it's not, way more powerful than the PS3 and the Xbox 360, which is fine, which is, what I'm asking for, I guess. But then, you're going to get a lot of. It's just going to be a port machine. And that's kind of the same thing that the Wii, because I loved the Wii. I know on the side I was the last guy to hold out for getting an HD system, and I didn't do it until the games literally started to just dry up for the Wii. And the problem that the Wii had was that when it first came out, nobody had anything. So EA and Activision, or not Activision so much, but a lot of the other ones, they decided, well, we better throw some crap up there, and we'll get our games that came out sort of towards the end, and we'll port them over and throw them up on the Wii. Well, then who's going to buy that? Because they already got all those games, like PS2 games that didn't make it to the GameCube or stuff like that. So they lost a lot of support from there, and I think things just sort of slowly went downhill. So I think you're looking where there might be the same kind of a situation. Because what they're going to launch with, like they're still talking, or they were talking about, they're going to have Batman Arkham City, Wii U. So, but
it's already been out.
I have Batman Arkham City. I've played it. I don't. Why do I want?
Yeah.
Why am I
Just Mario.
Yeah. So what you're going to want is you're going to want the Marios and stuff like that. So I mean, eventually they'll have all those, and I want to play those games. I mean, they'll put a Metroid on there. I'll want to play Metroid. So I'll eventually get it, but it's just not something right now unless they come out with something really super crazy. At E3. So I'm hoping that they actually do, but I'm not expecting it at this point, and that makes me sad because I love Nintendo. And
I think we all did. We all grew up kind of with Nintendo, sure, and Super Nintendo.
I got my Zelda shirt on, right?
I have my. I don't know where we got this. It's the NES shirt. It has old 2 Nintendo controllers on it. I don't think you can see.
Yeah, it's too dark.
It's too dark.
Try to take a picture.
Look at you and me and our mutual Nintendo love.
I'm just a nerd, and I'm pimping out our site again. So.
Yeah, it says stuff.com. Yeah.
It's my jammy shirt, so yes, I'm in my pajamas.
Well, and I would ask you to log off and leave Troy to our love.
Our NES love.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for the first Brutal Gamer Hangout. We made it all the way through. We'll see if it actually records. We'll see if we can. I don't know how often we'll do this. It'd be nice to do it weekly, but it's a tough. We got a lot of people on the site, but the tough thing is that we're all in different time zones. And so
different countries.
Yes, different countries. Yes, to deal with Canada sometimes.
Oh God.
Come on there, and they
our northern brothers
bounties and stuff. So anyway, but we're hoping we can do this. BrutalGamer.com. You can come on. What's our Twitter? It's @BrutalGamer. Yeah. So we don't have an email set up for this. I don't know who will. You can email me, Justin @BrutalGamer.com.
You can also
I love
email
email.
Anna @BrutalGamer.com.
Or Troy @BrutalGamer.com.
Yes, and so I guess now we've given away the secret as to how we do our email.
Well, we're also on Facebook and Google+.
There you go. There, community manager. See, I should have let you handle all this because I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really know any of this stuff.
Your camera's better.
All right, guys. Well, thank you.
All right,
I'll see you
good
later.
night. See ya. Bye.